Speaking of the UK, time to put our attention on the Brummy CWL Birmingham. The next big event takes place this weekend, and we have our pools. Some storylines. Rise Nation looking to repeat. Will the EU home field advantage lead to an EU win? Red Reserve, Optic, TK, LG, FaZe look for redemption. Rise Nation is the favorite, but it's really any team that could be hoisting up the trophy at the end of Championship Sunday. Now, you may be thinking, I'm going to ask who's going to win, but that seems way too easy. No, I do not want to make this easy. What I want to know is a dark horse to win the event, to make things interesting. You know what? I'm going to let Benson start this one off.
Okay. Dark horse for CWL Birmingham. Red Reserve. Yeah, I'm gonna say Red Reserve. They're at home. They have home field advantage. Clint, Rich, you guys were probably both still, well, I guess Clint wasn't, but Rich, you were probably still in diapers last time Europe had success in Europe in Call of Duty. That's way back 2011.
Rich still wears diapers.
Probably does. But for me, this is a big event for Europe. After some struggling teams in the Pro League, I think this is where Red Reserve can come out and really solidify that last event wasn't a fluke, because they've been so consistent over the past few years, and yet still people look at them and say, they're average, they're not that good. Nonsense. They beat every single top-seeded team last event. They're now home field advantage. I will tell you that English fans will want them to win. They are Europe's best hopes. My dreams for a European win in Europe lie with them. Can they win the event? I mean, Rise Nation, they're the clear #1, right? I think that's fair to say. Clint, I'd be amazed if you try and disagree with me on that. But Red Reserve, they're right there. They can do it.
Okay, so wait, Maven, before you go, I'm going to award 1 point to Benson, because for some reason, every time he talks about the EU, the accent just comes back out of nowhere. Hunt. All right, Maven, you can go now.
Thanks.
But you're now losing, by the way.
Awesome.
By 1 point.
You know, I want to bash you for picking Red since they just got second at the last event, and obviously calling them a dark horse is a bit odd, but my pick is also questionable, because I'm going to pick FaZe. They're at the top of Division B right now, but they're coming off a top 12 at the previous event. They have not won an event since AW Season 3 playoffs. For those of you at home, it's been 917 days since FaZe has won an event. They need a win, man. Back when they last won, I had hair on my head. Ben had more of an accent. Rich was homeless. Merc was still competing. I mean, there have been so many things that have happened in that span of time. When I actually looked up the number, I was like, dear God. But this FaZe team right now, I almost think they're similar to Rise in a way. They are a tough matchup for teams because they don't really have a weak game mode. They don't really have a weak player by roles. Priest is one of the best flexes in the game. You have 2 of the top subs in the game. And Replays, we know the intangibles he brings, and he's a competent AR. They don't really have a weakness. I expect big things from this team. I think about the last tournament, Ben. They get knocked out by Rise. They get knocked out by Red. I mean, that's tough. That is tough for anyone. Many people fell victim to similar scenarios. So I know they're tops of Division B, but FaZe is my dark horse to win this event.
It's a strange one, but I mean, I can see why you would go with that. As you mentioned, they lost to what, the #1 and #2 team from the last event. And the point you bring up about Priest is brilliant. This is a player who is so used to just flying at people from last year. All of a sudden, he slowed down his pace so much. His improvement has been tenfold. He really has been phenomenal. But you're wrong. I don't think FaZe is going to have success when it comes to an open event. There's too many teams I feel like they're vulnerable to, right? And I think that's
FaZe is winning the event.
Clint.
FaZe is winning the event. Priest,
I don't want to throw
the
you
young
under the
god
bus,
is going to come from the ground into the heavens and dominate the Italian stallion Zuma. He's dropping 40 every map. And attach. Don't let me down, because I asked you when the last time you won was, because I wanted to make sure.
Maven. You have made some elaborate and very broad and kind of crazy predictions. Thank you, Rich. You've made some downright stupid predictions.
FaZe Clan are winning.
They're not going to win. If you go back and you take a look at percentage-wise, who's been more correct on this show, I've been winning, because you're saying some stupid stuff.
I was gonna.
That is
Maven was about to win the show too. It was such a well-constructed argument, but he has to ruin everything. He ruins his own argument. He just has to come in. He's a self-destructive human being, and he's crumbled his argument. It was so beautifully constructed. He put it into the frame of time. Anyone could understand it. But Ben, I'm just gonna give you 500 points. I'm giving you 500 points, and you're going to be our winner right now.